Hello, everyone. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you guys about a story that I was very intrigued with. It is the story of Mackenzie Scott, who is the ex-wife of Jeff Bezos, and Toni Morrison, the Pulitzer Prize winner, the Nobel Peace Prize winner, the literary genius, the Toni Morrison. And I wanted to know, like, Mackenzie always donate large amounts of money to historically black colleges and universities, which of course I feel is phenomenal. And I always thought to myself, whenever she would make these really large donations, like, what connection, what correlation do she have with historically black colleges and universities? I would think to myself, did she go to a HBCU? Like I just never knew why she was donating these large amounts of money. And what I found is that the extraordinary Toni Morrison was her mentor and basically shaped her ideologies around systemic oppression and racism and our systems in this country. And basically, Toni Morrison taught Mackenzie to be an ally and how to be an ally. So Mackenzie was married to Jeff Bezos for about 25 years before they divorced. And in the divorce settlement, she got, I believe, like $36 billion. She is a billionaire. And she's donated a lot of her riches to a lot of organizations that serve underprivileged communities. And she also donated almost $1 billion to historically black colleges and universities. And so I think that's an extraordinary story that's not talked about enough, that this black woman, Toni Morrison, like I said, she won a Nobel Peace Prize, she won a Pulitzer Prize, she wrote many books, she was extraordinary. And apparently Mackenzie Scott met Toni Morrison in a creative writing class at Princeton University, where Mackenzie, of course, was taking a class, and Toni Morrison became like this big, large figure in her life and taught her about, her advocacy, basically taught her about our systems and taught her how it was a responsibility of the privileged class to rectify a lot of systematic oppression, systematic racism, and a lot that's going on in our society, where we have people who are underserved and underprivileged, and she taught Mackenzie that it was her responsibility to kind of rectify those systems. And I think that's extraordinary. Mackenzie, like I said, she went on to marry Jeff Bezos, so she has money, she has resources, and she using that money and those resources for extraordinary, phenomenal work. And I think it's great. I think it's great. Mackenzie do not do a lot of interviews. She's pretty much a very low-key person. She don't really talk a lot about her philanthropy. She just do it. And from my understanding, she don't put any restrictions on the money that she donates to these organizations. She just basically gives the money and just have them to do what they feel is best for their university, their college, their organization. I think it's extraordinary. I think she's doing great work. Apparently, like I said, she don't interview a lot. She's not really on, on TV a lot. And so I'm not exactly sure a lot of people know what the connection is. And it's beautiful to me. It's absolutely beautiful that Toni Morrison, a black woman, basically mentored and educated and shaped Mackenzie Scott, who eventually went on to be a billionaire and donate a lot of her riches to help underprivileged people. I think it's an extraordinary story. I just wanted to share that on my platform. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy the video, like, comment, and subscribe, and have an extraordinary day. Bye, you guys.